Hello and welcome to the Korean Beauty Show podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Lee, the founder of K-beauty brand Jellyco and your guide to everything you need to know to perfect your K-beauty routine. And to do that today, I am jumping in with a giant list of some of the best K-beauty dupes in 2022. So in previous years, we've also done, episodes around some of the best dupes, but of course there are always new products coming onto the market all of the time, and, formulas are being tweaked as well. So sometimes, there are some products that have maybe been out for a while and then they'll tweak the formula slightly and it changes. Then there's all these other new ones. So I thought, you know what, it's been a little while since we've done an episode like this, and I know that most people love to know, is there a product out there that can save me a bit of cash but give me the same benefits as maybe something a lot more expensive? So let's go through that today. Now, I will caveat by saying, and I'll as I run through the different products, I will mention whether I think it's like an ingredient-based dupe, as in the ingredients are very, very similar, or if it's more just a textural thing or something like that. But I do need to throw up a big caveat, and that is, I'm not suggesting or indicating that any of these brands set out to, create a dupe. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that some of these I think are good product swaps. They're good products in their own right. So, don't, feel, that some of these brands, I guess, are, trying to set out to do the wrong thing or anything like that. That's not what I'm suggesting. They're just a bunch of products that I think either look, smell, feel, or maybe work similarly to other products out there in the market. That is the point of this episode, basically, is to introduce you to some of those. Maybe some of them you've heard of before, maybe some of these are new ones. So let's get started. And the first one on my list was a product that I think is a good swap if you are a fan of Glow Recipes Watermelon Sleeping Mask. So this is obviously a very, very, very famous product. It's shot to popularity as one of, I think, the brand's first products to hit the shelves. And I think it is instantly recognizable from its watermelon scent. So if you've ever tried it before, that is one of the first things that you notice about the product is the watermelon scent. Obviously, it has a sort of, gloopy is probably not the right word that I'm looking for, but a thicker kind of texture. It is a sleeping mask, so of course it is going to be a little bit thicker than your regular product. But one product that I think, particularly if you do enjoy that watermelon scent, that can be a good swap is Hamish's Watermelon Moisture Soothing Gel Cream. So I think if you're craving that kind of watermelon scent in a light texture, a light gel texture, then Hamish's version is a really good substitute. It's actually pretty popular in its own right. The other product that I have seen people describe the Hamish gel cream in similar terms to is actually Clinique's Moisture Surge Cream. So some people that use it get really strong Glow Recipe vibes from it, probably because of the watermelon. Other people reckon they get Clinique Moisture Surge vibes from it. So I guess if you are a fan of either of those products, this might be a good one to try out. Now, if we have a look at the ingredients lists, this is not the kind of product where it's like, 98% similarity or anything like that. I think the key takeaway that they both have in common is obviously watermelon fruit extract being quite high up there, or watermelon fruit being high up there on the ingredients list for both of them. I mean, Glow Recipes product includes a few acids as well. It's got your glycolics and your lactic acids, which is not going to be something that you will find in Hamish's version. Hamish's version is very much, just a similar kind of cream formulation to a lot of other products that you would see on the market in K-beauty. Some of the kinds of things that you will find in it include, for example, aloe. It's got ceramides in it. It's got What else can I see in here? It's got vitamin E. So, more typical glycerin, things like that. Butylene glycol, that's the kind of things that you're going to find in this rather than your AHA. So it's not claiming to have any exfoliating benefits. If you enjoy that in the Glow Recipe one, that might be not the right fit for you. But if it's more the watermelon, the look and feel of it, then try that one out and let me know what you think. I think that is a product swap that you could potentially be quite happy with. Now, the second one might surprise you a little bit, and this one is a swap for Caudalie's Vinoperfect Instant Brightening Moisturizer. And the K-Beauty product that I think you might actually be able to get away with for a swap for this one is Beauty of Joseon's Dynasty Cream. Now, again, I think this is, not a perfect swap in terms of like the ingredients list being exactly the same. In fact, they're really not that similar. This is more of a swap in terms of texture and results. So if you're familiar with Vinoperfect, you'll know that, some of the claims that they make about this product is that it's perfect for people who want to prevent or reduce their dark spots. I think they make a lot of clean beauty claims around the product, which, we'll sort of leave them aside for 1 minute. This product does also have niacinamide in it, which is also one that you'll find in Dynasty Cream. I just think Dynasty Cream is aiming to do a lot of the same sort of thing. So they claim that it's great for, the anti-aging benefits, the skin brightening benefits to achieve, soft skin. So there's some of the things that you will see in it. And of course, Beauty of Joseon did actually reformulate this product recently, and it performs quite differently than the original product. So if you tried this maybe a few years ago, you might be going, oh no, I don't think they're really that similar, but they actually did recently reformulate the product, and they've taken a few things out of it as well and put a couple of new things into it. So in my opinion, it's actually quite a different product than it used to be. So if you haven't tried it for a while, but you are liking or you have enjoyed in the past Caudalie's Vinoperfect, this might be a good one to swap and see, does it perform similarly on your skin? Do you get the same kind of results from it? The ingredients list, guys, are very, very different. Even just looking at them now, there's not a whole lot of crossover. But in terms of performance, potentially a good one to go and check out. Now, the other one that I have on my list is one a product that you will probably be very familiar with. A lot of you have probably even tried this one, and that is SK-II's Facial Treatment Essence. Obviously a very beloved, very popular Japanese beauty product, and what it is famous for is for containing the leftover yeast from the sake, which is known as pitara. So basically this is a fermented ingredient that we are talking about, and this product, I guess, spawned a whole lot of other products that contain ferments in them. Obviously ferments in K-beauty extremely popular in their own right. There are so many fermented products on the market, and there are quite a few different products on the market that people claim are dupes for the SK-II facial essence, but the one I wanted to talk about today is Secret Key's Starting Treatment Essence, and I think this is more of like a product swap in the traditional sense that people will think of in terms of really similar ingredient lists. So Secret Key's Starting Treatment Essence contains 94% of fermented yeast concentrate. So a really, really high percentage, similar to SK-II. And, it is a fifth of the price, basically, depending on, I guess, how much you're paying for your SK-II. It's a fraction of the price, and it has a really high concentration of brightening ingredients in it as well. I think people that are, really loyal to SK-II, maybe they, will prefer the original, but I think if you like the benefits of it, but it's just too much for you to spend, to fork out on every time to buy this product, product, then that is one product that I can suggest to you that has at least the same fermented yeast that you might really enjoy. You'll also notice that the packaging is very, very similar as well. It's sort of that long, tall, cylindrical glass bottle. It visually looks quite similar. So Secret Key's treatment essence is on the Star Story website at the moment. So that is one product that you might like to try out, see how it performs. And, you know, if you do decide in the end that you prefer SK2's product, well, at least you didn't spend the same amount of money to get there because it is so much cheaper. So go and check that one out and see what you think. But there are other products on the market that I've spoken about before that also do contain a really high percentage of fermented yeast. Mishra's Time Revolution First Treatment Essence is one of them. Oh, there's another one that I'm going to miss that I am thinking of. Oh, look, some people have even said that CosRx's Galactomyces Tone Balancing Essence is a dupe. And I think it could be in terms of the amount of fermented extracts that it contains. But in terms of the texture of that product, the CosRx one is a lot thicker, whereas the SK2 one is a watery treatment essence, and Secret Keys is also a watery treatment essence. So I think if texture comes into it for you, CosRx's might not be the most direct translation, but there are a lot of products like that out there on the K-beauty market. So that is just one to keep an eye out for. Now, another one, and we have spoken about this before, but this one, it has been updated on the K-beauty side. So the product is Estee Lauder's Advanced Night Repair, a very, very beloved product. And what it is really famous for is containing the active ingredient Bifida ferment lysate, other ingredients as well, but basically Estee Lauder claims that it helps to heal, repair, hydrate, and aid cell turnover. And the dupe that I have for you, or the swap that I have for you, is Mishra's Time Revolution Night Repair Ampoule, but this time it is their 5X. So 5X is 5th generation. This is a product that Mishra continually upgrades is the word that they use for it, which is basically they change the formula. And, you know, they never change the formula dramatically, but they play with it around the edges. And this current version, the 5th version, also contains this key ingredient, Bifida ferment lysate, but it has a lot of other different ferments in there as well. Some of those include lactobacillus ferment, which is actually a crossover. Both products contain that as well. It also contains lactobacillus ferment lysate, Bifida ferment filtrate, lactobacillus acerola cherry ferment, lactobacillus punica granatum fruit ferment extract. So a whole lot of different ones. I won't go through them all because we'll be here for a while. It is quite a long ingredients list. But again, it is, you know, a third of the price, a fraction of the price, depending on exactly where you're buying the product. So basically Mishra's version, it's got, you know, 9 or so fermented ingredients. It's got multiple peptides in it, plant extracts, niacinamide. It's a bestseller in its own right. Like, I don't know that this product necessarily rises or falls on the fact that it's a dupe or a swap or anything like that. This is a very, very, very famous product. But I think there are a lot of similarities in there to Estee Lauder's Advanced Night Repair. So if you were a fan of that, looking to save a little bit of money, that might be a good swap. I will leave that one with you guys to decide whether you think so. Another one that has come up that is, you know, a fairly new K-beauty product is One Thing's Niacinamide 10%. And I think that this is a really great option for people that also like Paula's Choice 10% niacinamide booster. Now, obviously, there are a couple of differences between the two products. The first is that Paula's Choice, I think that they call it a booster, but I think it really sort of performs and looks to me a lot like a serum. Whereas I will say that One Thing's niacinamide 10%, a lot more watery. So, you know, it's probably going to slot in much better at your toner essence step. But the good thing about this one is that because it is so watery. It's really, really versatile, and you can use it in a lot of different ways, including by mixing it into other products like your moisturizer. So obviously 10% is 10% niacinamide. I think that's the key similarity between these two products. If you're looking for a product with a high percentage of niacinamide, both of these have it. However, Paula's Choice is 20 mils and the niacinamide one is 150 mils. There's also a price difference as well. The one thing is a lot cheaper. It doesn't sort of matter what currency you're looking at it in, it's going to be cheaper. And it's also a lot bigger. So it's a pretty compelling choice, I think. In terms of why you might want to use niacinamide and why you might want to use it at such a high concentration. In general, niacinamide can help to regulate oil and sebum. It can reduce the appearance of pores and fine lines, and it can also strengthen the skin's barrier. And obviously at 10%, that is an efficacy that is certified by Korea's Ministry of Food and Drug Safety, the MFDS. I will just caveat and say that 10% of niacinamide is actually a lot. So, a lot of K-beauty products will contain around 2%. So this is quite high. If you are going for something that high, just be a little bit careful about the other products in your routine. If you're layering your routine and you're also using a 10% niacinamide, you might just want to skip out on products that also contain, 2%, just to make sure that you are not getting too much. Niacinamide is one of those ingredients that if you use too much of it, it can become a little sensitizing and irritating. So that's just one word of caution. But if you are already incorporating a product like Paula's Choice into your routine, you love it and you know it works for you, then One Thing's niacinamide 10% would be, a good product to experiment with and see if you like that as well. Now, the other one that I have for you is a Dermalogica Microfoliant Dupe or Swap. And again, this one has been updated on the K-beauty side. So the product I'm talking about is Serum Enzyme Powder Wash. Now, this is a really, really popular K-beauty product in its own right. Dermalogica's Daily Microfoliant is, also very, very popular. And I think both products have a very similar texture. They share a lot of ingredients as well, including licorice extract, which is great for brightening, and papain, which is an enzyme from papaya. Obviously, Serum is a fraction of the cost of Dermalogica. It's also pH balanced at 5.5, which makes it, a good option for people with blemish-prone skin, and also I personally think a better option as a daily cleanser. I think the Dermalogica version can, for some people, be a little bit too much as a daily cleansing option and might work better as an exfoliant a couple of times a week. Now, the updates, I guess, that Serum has made, they have gone through a packaging change. So if you go and check out the version that is on the Style Story website at the moment, you'll notice that it looks visually a little bit different at the top, in that they have basically removed the opening part that, some people did complain about, that it had issues with cracking and things like that. So they've upgraded that and it looks a lot sleeker as well. They have also removed the one of the formerly key ingredients in that product as well. And that ingredient is badger oil, which was, of course, one of the ingredients that the brand was actually really famous for, but that has come out in the latest version of that one. So that has been changed. I still think it's a good swap, particularly if you are after a product like that and maybe you want to save a little bit of money. So that's another one I had for you. Now, a new one on my radar at the moment is actually what I would say is a good product swap for Lancome's Advanced Génifique Youth activating serum. So this is quite a world famous product. Some of the key ingredient callouts are bifidus prebiotic. It contains 10% of that, and the brand claims that that is known to support a favorable environment for good bacteria that is present on the skin's surface. It also contains hyaluronic acid, which I think needs no introduction, as well as vitamin C as well. This version of the formula uses a water-soluble stable vitamin C derivative as opposed to L-ascorbic acid. Now, the product swap that I have for you is Neogen's Real Ferment Micro Serum. And again, this is a fraction of the price of the Lancome Advanced Génifique Serum. Now, this one also contains bifidus extract. I think it is a really, really good product swap if your budget doesn't quite stretch that far. So it includes 61% of fermented ingredients. It's like a gel-like serum which absorbs into the skin really, really well. And it also has betula alba juice, which is great for antioxidants. And it's got rice ferment filtrate as well, which is good for brightening the complexion. So I think all over, in addition to obviously some similarities in the ingredients, they both contain sodium hyaluronic. They both contain bifida ferment lysate as one of the key ingredients. They both contain glycerin. I think that they've obviously got a few other different ingredients in there in Neogen's version that I think enhance the formula as well. And it also contains ascorbic acid, which of course we know is vitamin C in its more pure form. So lots and lots of good ingredients in there to make just a really, really nice, well-rounded product in its own right. But I think if you are looking for that swap, then that is a good one to try out and just see if you enjoy the way it performs on your skin, because it does have a lot of the same ingredients in it. So I think that's probably, I'm not going to use the word dupe because I'm not suggesting that that's what Neogen set out to do, but in terms of what's actually in there, there's a lot of crossovers and similarities. So that is what I would say about that one. Now, another one that I had on my list is a swap if you are keen to try out EGF, the ingredient EGF, which has been trending in K-beauty for a while. It is so popular. The original product is Bioeffect's EGF serum. Now, this is an award-winning anti-aging serum, but it is not cheap. It runs at about $210 for 15 mils. So 15 mils is really, really not that big. It is made with barley EGF, and the brand claims that it helps to reduce the appearance of wrinkles and fine lines, boosts hydration, and restores younger looking skin. Now, the swap I have for you is Applebee's EGF Facial Repair Essence. Now, this is a much bigger product. It doesn't contain exactly the same type of EGF. Obviously, Bioeffect is working with barley EGF, whereas the Korean one is working with RH oligopeptide 1, a different type of EGF. And another one of the, key differences as I can see it between the two is that Bioeffect really leans into the fact that their formula only contains 7 ingredients, that has no preservatives added and all of these other things, whereas Applebee hasn't tried to do this. Applebee's formulas are famous for really packing as many good ingredients as they can into the formula. You will notice that with pretty much all of their products, and this one is no exception. They are not going for 7 ingredients. They've put glycerin, niacinamide, they've got the EGF, then they've also got green tea, they've got mugwort, they've got sea buckthorn, they've got pure vitamin C in there, they've got beta-glucan, betaine, adenosine, panthenol, allantoin, arginine, so many good ingredients, including licorice as well, which is a great brightening ingredient. So I think, it's probably up to you. I don't think that less ingredients is always better. Obviously, a well-rounded formula is also a really nice thing as well. And, some of the other things that Bioeffect is, calling out as being a benefit of their product, I don't think are, you know, genuine benefits. Things like gluten-free. I mean, we've spoken about that on the program before, that, you know, that's just a nonsense kind of claim, really, because the amount of gluten that would need to be in the product to pass through the skin's barrier and affect you if you're a celiac is just not the amount of gluten that most people would put in their cosmetics. So I think that's just, you know, a call out so that you can have a call out. It also claims it's alcohol-free, paraben-free, oil-free. You know, again, like none of that is necessary in a formula. So I think, and you know, hypoallergenic, which we already know doesn't really mean anything, because if you are allergic to any of the products, any of the ingredients in the product, you would have an allergic reaction anyway. So I think, you know, saying that a product only has 7 ingredients, it might sound good and appealing to people that do have more sensitive type of skin. But again, I don't think that the fact that it doesn't have gluten in it is a real selling point. So I think if you are just wanting to try something that does have this EGF ingredient in it, but you don't have that much money to drop on a product, $210 for 15 mils, then Bee is a decent option to at least try out. It's got 50 mils of product in it to start with. So, you know, that's a decent amount to sort of try the product out and work out whether you like it. And again, I'm not saying that this product is a dupe for it. I think it's fairly clear that Bee has set out to make a very different type of product, even in the types of, you know, the ingredients and the claims that they're making. But I do think that if it is the key ingredient, the star ingredient that you're paying for and that you want to try out, then that is one way to go about doing it. So they are the dupes that I had for you guys for 2022, the dupes / swaps, whatever you want to call them. I hope that you have maybe picked up a couple in your list that you are keen to try. Like I said, I'm not suggesting that any of these brands have gone out and said, right, I want to rip this product off, or I want to make exactly the same type of product. I think it's fairly clear when, you know, you look at the claims being made and, you know, the ingredients list certainly of some of them, that this is not a dupe in the typical sense of the word. But, you know, if we're talking about products that perform similarly, that give similar results, that have a similar fragrance or a similar feel or something like that, that still might be worth trying out to see if you like it, if you are also a fan of the other product. So I think, you know, I always get really excited when I find similar products, just because chances are, if you like one, you might like the other. That's the reason that I love sharing these kind of products with you guys. So hopefully you will take it in the spirit for which it is intended. You know, I'm not trying to knock any brands or anything like that. And let me know, do you like these kind of episodes? Would you like to hear more of these? Come and find me. I am on Instagram at lauren.kbeauty. And until next time, I will see you on Style Story.